Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to talk to you guys about my weight loss journey and how it started, where it started, and kind of where I've been and what I've learned along the way. So let's get into it. I have always been a heavier girl. I never cared too much about my size or anything like that. When I was younger, I I wore whatever I wanted. I wore shirts that showed my tummy a little bit. I wore shorts and I didn't care. It wasn't until I was in, that's my dog Fitzgerald, sorry about that. It wasn't until I was in about 6th, 7th grade and I had a crush on this boy. I was in love with him. I was like, what, 12-ish, 11, whatever. I liked him so much, and his opinion, or anyone's opinion that I liked at the time or whatever in general, mattered so much more than it should have. And they weren't really nice to me. Boys weren't ever really nice to me because I wasn't pretty, I wasn't skinny. I mean, I was 11 or 12 or however, but still, like, it still wasn't necessarily, I still wasn't necessarily beautiful in, what they thought would be beautiful. So I did everything I could to kind of get their attention, as far as, like, I had a teenage brother at the time. Like, my brother was a teenager and he would burn me CDs for them, and I would give them to them, and they would only be nice to me because I would give them CDs. Other than that, they weren't really nice. So that kind of stuff. But again, I didn't care about, like, my body or my weight or anything like that, and no one's ever really mentioned it to me growing up, as far as, like, that I needed to lose weight, because I was still young. I was young. So we were in class and I was sitting behind him and he was in front of me, and I just remember, like, looking at him and talking about him because I was not subtle at all. So I would talk about him to my friend who was sitting in front of me, and then I'd just see him, and I guess he heard me talking about him, I don't know, and he turned around and looked at his friend behind him and pointed at me and was like, "Caroline is so fat." And that, like, devastated me. I mean, it was heartbreaking. I was just like, what? Like, I didn't even know what really that meant. And then I went home and I noticed everything. I noticed my belly. I noticed my thighs were bigger. I noticed I had bigger boobs. I noticed I had just all things that, I guess shouldn't be there. And I would look at my sister, and she was thin, and I mean, she was way older, but she was thin and beautiful, and I was like, I don't look like that. And that's where it all started. And I know it's stupid and silly to have some guy who is nothing or was young and didn't know anything to affect me, but I mean, let's look at society really quickly, and unfortunately it affects us. And no matter how much we tell each other or tell ourselves that that's not the case, it's the case. So that affected me a lot. And I grew up, and I guess we didn't really have the internet that much then. I mean, we had, like, dial-up, but my brother and sister always used it, so I wasn't allowed to go on it that much. But I didn't know what was a diet. I didn't know the proper way to lose weight or things like that. And again, I was maybe 11, 12. So I just stopped eating every now and then. I would eat, and then I would stop eating, and then I would eat again, and then I would stop. I mean, we're Mexican. I grew up Mexican, so in a Mexican household. So I mean, it was rice, beans, carnitas, all that stuff. Really delicious, flavorful foods. And my mom wasn't necessarily, like, healthy. She would cook with oil and butter and things like that. So it wasn't like we ate salads every day. I don't think I've ever had a salad. I ever had a salad when I was younger. But anyways, I grew up kind of that way, unfortunately, and got to middle school, and middle school was the worst years of my life, you guys. Like, it was terrible. I was bullied for my weight, for not being pretty, for liking a boy, and that's a whole other thing. And so yeah, but I made friends with a girl who was super, super pretty, and all the boys liked her, and she was going to help me. And so I started dressing differently. And again, I still had all this weight on me. I was still chubby. I had baby fat. But I would just wear cuter clothes. Before, I would just wear my mom's clothes because that thing fit me. But then I actually put the effort and tried to, and found something that worked for me, I guess. And then I got into, and then, so that was that. And I would go up to the mirror and look at myself and lift my shirt and just look at the belly and just say how much I hated myself, how much I hated my body. I mean, I did not have a healthy relationship with myself. And I mean, I'm still struggling with it, but I mean, thank goodness it's been crap ton better. But yeah, I never had a healthy relationship with myself. I never had a healthy relationship with food. I would always look at other girls and I wanted to look like them. I subscribed to 17 magazine and I wanted to look like them. And I was like, why don't I look like them? Why don't I have all attention from all these boys? Blah, blah, blah. Yada, yada, yada. You guys know the drill. Then I got into high school, and high school is when I guess I blossomed. I, kind of lost some weight. I grew into my body. And I learned about makeup, about dressing better, and just, being myself and all that stuff. So that was good. And my sister was never into makeup, so it's not like I had someone, to help me out in that sense and to help me to dress better and things like that. My sister was, I guess you can say, a tomboy. And I mean, she played a bunch of sports and, would wear jeans and a sweatshirt every single day. But she was beautiful. And the sports, she had a really nice body because of all the sports, and she just was a beautiful girl, or is a beautiful girl, but at the time, as well. And so she didn't really need to put effort into it, I guess. I mean, she had her friends because of softball or whatever. So that's why I didn't really have her to help me out with it, because she didn't really know it either. So anyways, I got into high school and I was in orchestra for 2 years, and that was cool and that was fun, but I wanted something different. I was like, I was so cliche about things. I was like, I want to be popular. I wanted to be known and all that stuff. So in my junior year, I guess tried out or auditioned for cheerleading, and I made it, which was amazing. Because, who's more popular than cheerleaders? And we had the best coach ever. She was absolutely amazing. She was a dancer, a choreographer. She was like a fitness person. But she wasn't skinny. And I don't mean that in a bad way. She was curvy. And she was thick, but had a small waist, had a beautiful face. And everybody would say that we looked alike. And that was just amazing to me. I'm just like, there is this woman who is all woman. She is just beautiful. She's talented. She can move better than most girls can. She had thick thighs. She had boobs. She had all this stuff, but she wasn't skinny, and she got attention, and she was beautiful, and she was so happy with herself. So I kind of like clinged onto her as like my mentor, because I was like, I want to be you, basically. You're amazing. In this time, guys, I wasn't eating healthy at all. I would eat and then not eat and then eat and then not eat. Kind of backtracking. I was like 14. I went to the doctor, and they told me I was anemic. Because I don't really know the whole terminology. I don't know everything about it. At the time, it wasn't serious at the time. Like, they just told me like I needed to be better about my nutrition and stuff like that. So I guess I kind of hurt myself in that sense by the way I was eating. So, anyways, so high school was great. I lost weight. I started dressing better because I was surrounded by all these girls who knew how to dress, who did their makeup. And junior and senior year were the best years ever, just because physically on the outside, I was okay. Like, I was happy with the way that I looked. I would still go up to people and be like, hey, am I fat? Hey, am I fat? Growing up, that was the question. People hated to be around me because I would go up to them and be like, hey, you haven't seen me in a few months. Have I gained weight? Or, hey, I haven't seen you in a few years. Have I gained weight since 2 years ago that you saw me? It was unhealthy. Like, I was so annoying about it. And then, it was so bad. I would look at my stomach and I would punch my stomach because I didn't like how it looked. I would cry. I would pinch myself. It was bad. It was so unhealthy. And all I saw out there was these beautiful, skinny girls who were just amazing. And I was like, I don't look like that. So high school was good. High school helped me a little bit to get to where I wanted to be. But I never got to my goal because I didn't know nutrition. And guys, that is so important. You can work your ass off. If you don't eat right, you're not going to get anywhere. I'm sorry. You'll probably be like a little okay. But if you have a goal, you're not going to get to it if you eat like crap. And that's what I did. I worked out like crazy. We would do 2-a-days during the summer because she wanted us to be fit and good and look our best and, you know, have the endurance to do all these shows and events and stuff like that. But we still ate like crap. I mean, I personally still ate like crap. So it was good, but it wasn't good because I wasn't eating right. So then I graduated high school and I went to culinary school for pastry and baking. That was bad. I gained a lot of weight during that time just because, I mean, who doesn't want to eat the cake that they make or the apple pie or the croissants? I mean, I learned how to make all these stuff from scratch. So I wanted to try it and I would. It was a normal school. It was a culinary school, so it was like about 1.5 years. But I lived in apartments with roommates, people I've never met before, and we would go out to. And my classes were in the evening, so like midnight and after and onwards was my day, like my fun time. So we would go out to eat, eat junk food, go to Denny's a lot, like every day. Go to the beach, things like that, but never eating healthy, never working out. I mean, the only working out we did was walk around the city we were in, like the downtown area that we were in. But that was it. It wasn't like, oh, let's go on a health walk. Let's go on a walk to the frozen yogurt place and eat a whole cup of frozen yogurt with every topping you can think of. I mean, it was a lot of fun and I loved it. And the people that I roommated with, were amazing and I missed them very much, but I mean, it wasn't healthy. Anyways, so long story short, just kind of going back to where I am now, I have still tried every single thing, every single diet. I have tried paleo, I have tried clean eating, I have tried restrictive dieting, I have tried calorie counting, I have tried everything out there I have done. And nothing worked for me. And it's because I didn't care. My goal was to be skinny. And I don't think that there's anything wrong with wanting to lose weight. I don't think there's anything wrong to wanting to reach your goals or maximizing your goals in order to lose weight. There's nothing wrong with that. It just has to be healthy. You have to love yourself in the process before you can get to that point of where you want to be. Because if you aren't happy with yourself right now, if you don't love yourself right now, you're not going to love yourself 10, 20, 30 pounds later. And I've learned that. And I've gained, since I met my wife, I've gained a few pounds, 20 pounds, because we would go on dates and, we worked late night hours. So we would go out to junk food, get junk food, things like that. We would, like I said, go on just like these wonderful adventures together and try amazing foods that we've never had before. And that's fine. And that's perfect and great. But then we started feeling like crap. So then I was like, I need to get back into it. But thankfully I have her because she has helped me so much in just loving myself right now, loving myself who I am now and my body now. Do I look at my body sometimes and say, sometimes I wish I can, change that? Yes, everybody does. And to some extent, I guess it's kind of normal. I mean, no matter what, but don't obsess over it. That's what I did. That's how I grew up. And it was so bad. And I wish I can get that time back. I wish I can stop, not be that annoying little kid. But now I'm doing it my way at my own pace without caring what other people say. And I am so excited to see that society in a way is changing. You have these beautiful, gorgeous models who are plus size or who are, just because they're not a size 2, they're plus size, whatever, but they're not skinny. They're not you know, twigs. And there's nothing wrong with being super, super skinny. I mean, if that's your body and that's how you naturally are, you're beautiful and that's great and that's wonderful. But that's not realistic for every single person. It wasn't realistic for me. And I know that if I work my butt off, I will eventually get to where I want to be. And that's what I'm doing right now. And that's what this YouTube channel is for. But I'm so glad, like Ashley Graham, she's beautiful. America Ferrera, you know, all these women who are curvy, who aren't a size 2, but they kind of just don't care, and they live their life, and they're on covers of magazines, they're in movies and things like that, and it's amazing and wonderful. And I'm so glad that my nieces are growing up with that kind of inspiration, and I wish I had that when I was younger, and I probably did. I just wasn't looking in the right places because I was too busy focusing on the girl who was an extra small in a bikini and wishing I was her. So guys, love yourself in the process. You know, be happy with who you are right now. I mean, there's no greater time than right now. And you know, if you're watching this and you're just like, I relate to some of that, I relate to all of that, go and do something about it. I always say, if you don't like something, you either have to suck it up and accept it or change it. And there are some things that we can't change, some things in this world that are going on right now that we cannot change. But if my goal for 2017 is to take control of what I can control, and that is my life, my body, my self reflect, my, like, how I feel about myself, my self-confidence, that I can control. So I'm going to work my ass off for 2017 and get the body that I want, that I am comfortable with, but do it healthy, do it while loving myself and enjoying myself. And right now, yes, I am eating a 90% plant-based diet. That is what I'm going for. And, you know, but I'm not going to restrict myself because I've done that so many times. Guys, don't restrict yourself. Enjoy it. Eat what makes you happy. As long as it's good for you and as long as it's going to make you feel great, do it. And, you know, work out. It feels amazing to just go for a walk or go for a run. You guys, it's amazing. So just take control. Take control of your life, take control of yourself, take control of how you feel and what makes you feel good and what makes you feel bad. Whatever makes you feel bad, you get rid of it and you say, not today, not this year. 2017 is my year. There's a lot of stuff going on right now that we cannot control, but we can control ourselves. Guys, I hope this was helpful, even just a smidge, even just a tiny bit, and I hope that I can inspire somebody, anybody, with my very long story, and I'm sorry it's so long, but guys, if you have any questions, any concerns, anything like that, please feel free to comment and make sure to subscribe. I will be showing you guys, you know, workouts and what I eat and things like that, so please click that red button and give this video a thumbs up if you want to see more videos of just inspirational videos, or, you know, kind of know a little bit more about myself. If you have any questions, things like that that you want to know of, please let me know. We are in this together. I love you guys. Thank you so much.